Hey guys, and thanks for joining. This is a really cool, interview for Coaching Hub in particular because Kevin Ward, our leadership category lead, is actually bringing in a close personal friend of his to join us as a coach. And this is first time for Kevin doing his, side of interviewing as a leader of our company. And of course, I've done a few of these, but I want to introduce you guys to Jessie Hayden, who's a great individual, and I'm excited for her to kind of bring you guys some value. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Jessie. Nice to meet you.
And she's awesome. See that energy? Like that's totally how she is. As soon as I got on the call, I was like, okay, Kevin, I love her. Like we gotta do stuff with her. So really, let's just dive right into it. And Jessie, what's your favorite tip to give to your clients?
I think my favorite tip to give to my clients is that you have to perceive your coaching, training, your online courses that I help my clients create, have to see it all from the learner's perspective. It's not about you. And that's my favorite coaching tip to give. It's not about you. It's about your clients, your students, and where you want them to go. So it's about their transformation and their transformative process. And that sounds intuitive, but it actually takes a little work to get your head wrapped around that and just what that means.
As educators, you guys are just meant, for that kind of thinking, because you're always looking at the students and you're always looking at who's receiving that information. And it's not about how well you send it out, it's how well it's received. So I just absolutely love that tip. That's awesome.
Yeah. Takes a lot of humility to do this kind of
Kevin, what's your
But I had a professor in college when I was training to teach who told me all teachers are manic depressives because you go from the highs of highs when things go well to the lows of lows when things just bomb. And I think that is.
I hear you. All right. Well, Jessie, how did you get into coaching?
I got into coaching. I think it's a natural extension of being a teacher. So I'm a 22-year veteran of higher education, and my background's in teaching English as a second language. And I think my style of teaching has always been more as a facilitative type teacher. So not someone, I don't seek the limelight. I actually hate getting up in front of people. So this interview is, a bit of a stretch. But I love helping people, and I love serving people, and I love bringing out potential in other people. And to me, those are the qualities of a great coach. So it was just a natural extension of everything I've done. So it's a perfect fit. And I think a lot of coaches probably come from a teaching background, whether that's, as a personal trainer or, something that they've been helping people. People who like to serve, generally very altruistic people.
Yeah, I get that. Can certainly identify with it, Jessie. The facilitator is the place to be in the end as an instructor, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My next question for you is, what kind of coaching do you provide? And what's a high level view of the process that you take your clients through?
Okay, so I'm a course design coach. I help people take, typically I work with coaches and creatives and consultants, so take what they're doing with their clients on a one-to-one basis and repurpose that content or that process into an online course. So at the high level of what I do is to take concepts that people may be working just more interpersonally with. Coaches typically work through conversation, through talk, but actually making that a more formalized process and a more sequenced approach to repurpose that into an online course. So at that high level, what I'm doing is instructional design, right? It's taking knowledge, it's taking expertise, and it's taking an end game, an end goal, an objective, and morphing that into an instructional sequence that makes sense to the learner, that will lead to transformation and the person on the receiving end of that experience and that content. So that's what I do at a very high level. So it involves, it's really learning design architecture, I guess would be a phrase that would best articulate what I do.
Learning design architecture. I don't know if I've ever even heard that statement before. That's really cool. And, this has been just such an amazing interview just because I'm personally learning so much. You're not a typical life coach that we run into, and nothing wrong with them. Don't get me wrong. I'm in a life coaching category myself, but there's so many of us and there's so few of true teachers that are now coming into becoming coaches. And that's what I love that the coaching industry is becoming, where
Right.
you have these professions and even skill sets, right? That before you would just think you are just offering a service, right? And
Right.
there would be do this, but you're bringing the coaching component of pulling out of the client and
Mhm.
still making it their own. And you're just guiding kind of and helping them steer the ship. You're not driving the ship for
Yeah,
them.
and really organizing processes that they are probably doing intuitively, right, with their clients, but they haven't formalized it. So the difference between working one-on-one with someone is that's, a lot of times you're relying on your intuition. You're relying on just the communication exchange that's happening with that relationship. But it's not the same as a formalized learning process. So there's a bit of a tweak that happens, a bit of a transformation that happens, or I guess metamorphosis that happens in doing that. And as Kevin can state, there's a difference between knowing what you know and knowing how to teach what you know. So, and even there's a difference between guiding someone and instructing someone. So they're close cousins, but there are also very distinct differences between coaching and creating instruction and then teaching. And certainly in the online environment adds a whole other realm to everything, because that's just a whole different a galaxy to work in. So yeah, there are a lot of layers to this. So it's kind of like you're peeling back an onion and then reconstructing it. It's nuanced for sure. Yeah.
All right, so Jesse, so you've got them on board, you're moving them along. How do you know you've gotten them where you want to? What's your destination with them, and how do you identify it?
Yeah, is the end product, right? When they have a fully developed online course that is it has a place where it lives, it can be delivered to their clients, to their students. So it's when it's basically and however they want to do it. For some people, that means having this course run on autopilot as an evergreen type course, right? That it just lives on the web. People can register it will, kind of a self-paced, self-access type course. For other people, that may be a course that they're more involved with, so that they may only run it a few times a year, run it with cohort groups, and that they are actually going to do some maybe live office hours or live masterminds during the time frame that the course is offered. So that's what I like about working with my clients, is I individualize it and customize it and help them create the course they actually want to teach, and in the manner they want to teach it. So that works with their approach to how they want the experience for their learners to be. And there's no right or wrong. I'm not saying one way is better or worse. It really depends on them, their business, their level of engagement they want, and their course, where it's going to fit in terms of their business structure. So those are all things to take into consideration. But that's the end goal, right? And then it's an iterative process, we say, in the world of instructional design. So once you've built the course and you've run it, you're going to get feedback on it, and then you're going to want to go back and tweak it and improve things. So then you get caught in this continuous cycle if you're really vested in it, right? You're always trying to make it better and improve on the experience, because you learn from your learners. And you take their experience into consideration. You're like, oh, I need to tweak this one activity, or I want to change this up a bit, or I want to try something different. So it is a kind of a never-ending cycle if you're really invested in the people and the clients that you serve.
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to just mention that you stated when we were talking right before, because I love that you said that, you want to get your clients to self-sustainability.
Yes.
And being that human sustainability is the Coaching Hub mission, just self-sustainability is part of that. And like I said, I love you for that, because as coaches, we should work ourselves out of a job. And that's what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just like a doctor should work him or herself out of a job, right?
That's not what we say. That's not how it actually. Hey, I got another pill for you that's going to make you feel better.
That's right.
I guess I should have answered the question this way. But ultimately, I think what I'm trying to drive my clients to a level of mastery in this whole process, so that when they create their next course, they'll have this, they've left this trail of breadcrumbs, and they're like, oh, now I can do this on my own. They can fly on their own. Yeah, I'm available if they want me, if they want to try something new and they're just like, do you have any ideas about some tech tool I could do to use this? Is that even possible? And often we'll get in those conversations. But the overall process now is they have it, they own it. So they will know exactly what they need to do to create the next course and the one after that and the one after that. And, really some ideas about, of discerning what went well and what didn't, or what they want to improve on in their course. So yeah, absolutely. I'm not trying to do this for them, and I'm not trying to make the process a mystery. I'm trying to make it very, very transparent and very, very doable and very duplicable, so that once you've gone through this one time, you have a formula. In fact, I call it a formula for doing this over and over and over again. Because it's not rocket science. There's a skill level involved, and it's an understanding of the process. But once you have it, you own it. You've nailed it.
It may not be rocket science, but I think there's a difference between quality and not quality. And the time invested, because it's not easy to build a course. Everybody knows that, and the amount of time and commitment it takes, you want to make sure that you get something out of it. And that's why coaches are there. Like, we're going to invest time one way or another. A coach is going to help you to get more from that time investment. So, to finish up, what's your ideal client? Like, who do you look for as a perfect attribute individual for yourself?
I would say the perfect client for me is a coach. Someone who, or a creative who has been, someone who's maybe a Photoshop expert, a photographer, or a painter, who really has a lot, who's passionate about what they do, has a lot of skill in what they do, and wants to reach more people, realizes that, gosh, I can only reach X number of people with the way I've currently structured how I'm delivering my my service or my program, because A, I only have so much time in the day, or B, at this price point, only a certain people will ever be able to, take advantage of what I offer. So my perfect client is someone who is truly passionate about what they do and is driven to reach more people. They don't have to have even a clear idea about, I have this idea for a course, but I'm not really sure, what it's going to look like. That's okay, because I can help them get to that point. But if they kind of know that they're doing some things, that they see that the work they're doing is changing lives, it's helping people, and they want to reach more people, that's the person I want to work with. So someone who's, really truly a change maker. That's why, I call my business that. I really want to invest in people who are invested in creating positive change in other people's lives, and whatever that is.
I love that, Jessie. That's awesome. So what's, if somebody wants to reach out to you and get in contact, what's the best way to contact you?
Just through my website. So they can just go to changemakercourses.com and find me there. That's the best way to reach me. Yeah, easiest way to reach me.
Thank you so much for, being on with us, and, potentially with the future clients that you may find through Coaching Hub. And you have yourself an awesome day.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, Jessie.
Thank you. Bye, guys.